One of the many fun parts of the Season 2 finale of Helluva Boss was the introduction of this larger transformation that Luna takes on when fighting in Drealfist. So let's break it down and its history within the Helluverse. Now, since the episode aired, I've heard people complaining that this beast mode that Luna takes is something of a fanfiction thing being written by VivziePop herself, something that looks more like Digimon or anime than what you'd expect from Helluva Boss. But these people don't seem to be paying attention to both shows where we see characters already doing this, as well as the original Hazbin Hotel cast comics where they display the same ability. The earliest of these transformations were in those Hazbin Hotel character comics, which were a series of comic strips released by VivziePop as a sort of sneak peek of an upcoming arc for her story Zoophobia. This webcomic only managed to finish one of very many planned volumes, with Hell just being a secondary location in this bigger world filled with magical furry animal characters. To get a better idea of this world, I definitely recommend checking out the VivziePop short Bad Luck Jack, which acts as a sort of pilot for this webcomic to become its own series that never really took off. At the time, VivziePop was writing a lot of comic strips about the eventual Hazbin Hotel cast characters: Charlie, Angel, Vaggie, Alistair, Husk, Nifty, and even Mimsy, and a character we haven't met yet named Criminy. This intended subplot was very similar to the current story we have in Hazbin Hotel, in that it's about Earthborn humans who become demons after dying and get sent to hell. The story in the comics was going to deal less with the political situation of heaven and hell, and was going to focus more so on the Hazbin Hotel cast characters trying to outrun an angel and her demon hunters. This was going to be a much more action-packed series, and because of that, the characters were planned to each have a sort of bigger full demon beast mode that would allow VivziePop to draw some pretty epic monster fights. In this era, VivziePop had put out some art of the early iteration of Angel in his beast mode, and in another comic, we see Vaggie take on her bigger form as well, where she lets out her giant moth wings. This idea would continue into Hazbin Hotel's development, which still made sure to let us know in the pilot that demons could take on this beast mode. Angel himself begins this transformation with his ability to bring out an extra pair of arms, but we also see a silhouette of Katie Killjoy when she enters her beast mode to attack Charlie. Charlie was an Earthborn sinner in the original Zoophobia story, just like all the other characters, but in Hazbin Hotel, where she has been changed to the daughter of Lucifer, she still has something of a beast mode. In this form, she gets her more devilish looking horns and looks demonic, but she is still an angel. And in fact, this form doesn't look much different from her father's beast mode when we see him transform in the Season 1 finale. Lucifer can take on many forms we see in this episode, with him jumping into the form of a snake and also the owl to point to possible connections in different mythologies. When he grows his horns and changes his eye color, however, we can clearly see that he's entering his beast mode, as entering the beast mode doesn't seem to always be a choice. Despite how clearly normal it is to be in the humanoid shape that most demons have, sinners and angels both seem to lean into this bigger form when they get angry or some kind of emotional. This makes sense because it's a mode that is meant for fighting and protecting, and people with self-control issues may have trouble maintaining this form. It's something that's supposed to come out when you or a loved one feels threatened. In addition to Charlie and Lucifer, Season 1 of Hazbin Hotel also showed Alistair entering his beast mode, which I imagine to be extra large because of the amount of power Alistair holds as an overlord. We had previously seen him take on a larger form in the Alistair prequel comic, where he begins to shift into a modern depiction of a Wendigo in order to kill and eat a butcher who has targeted a smaller demon. In Helluva Boss, we also got to see the beast modes for important demons like some of our elites, from the Seven Sins to even Goetia like Stolas. The first of these that we have truly seen, I would say, was Beelzebub, who shifts into her beast mode when she's angry at Luna. Beelzebub's introductory episode was largely about how she needs excessive amounts of Beelzejuice in order to maintain her good mood. If anyone with a bad mood is around Beelzebub, she begins to get upset herself, and this can trigger her beast mode. She indicates this is a big problem of hers when she apologizes to Vortex, who seems to have seen quite a few of these outbursts despite Beelzebub's normal calm behavior. Now, Asmodeus is an interesting character because it feels like he has 3 modes. When we first meet him in his smaller form, he actually looks rather similar to the Sinner Overlord in Hazbin Hotel, Valentino. This is likely due to them both being focused on lust, with the sinner's form in hell resembling their internal nature. Because of that, Valentino would come in looking like Asmodeus and perhaps even make himself look more like Asmodeus over time, trying to copy Asmodeus to seem like another player in the game of lust, even though Asmodeus doesn't seem to have a lot of respect for the kind of lifestyle that Valentino lives in particular. After a small, quick appearance in this form with Fizzarali, Asmodeus quickly takes on a larger form, and this is the shape we will will generally see him in, though it does seem to change in size. He seems to get extra large in the episode where he defends Fizz from Mammon, and in this state, his anger is shown with his fiery hair going even crazier than usual. In this episode, we also saw Mammon's full demon form, which is pretty disgusting. Satan himself may already be in his full demon form with how large he is, and that would make sense considering he seems to have a problem controlling his anger, for which he needs a coach. Because of that, I want to think he's always in his beast mode, something I think may be confirmed with the art in Hell's courtroom, where we see a door with symbols on it depicting the sins generally in their beast mode, it would seem. Satan here looks exactly the same, with Asmodeus looking pretty similar as well, but with a focus on that more fiery look we see when he enters his full beast mode against Mammon. Mammon is also in his full beast mode here, in his creepy weird bug form. Beelzebub's is a bit of a mystery, as we do see her looking more or less the same, but with even bigger wings. Which is odd because in her beast mode, it almost looks like her wings disappeared entirely, only returning when she turned small again. Despite that, this probably means that the symbol we see for Leviathan indicates that she becomes an even larger two-headed sea monster, and whatever Belphegor becomes, it definitely uses even more of her eyes. Finally, in Sinsmas, we learn that the Hellhounds have a beast mode as well, with Luna jumping from her humanoid form to a Hellhound so big that Blitz can ride her into battle like a horse. Right now, Hellhounds are the only lower level species we've seen with a beast mode beneath the Sinners. And this could go two ways, I think. First, only Hellhounds have this beast mode because they are considered the most animalistic species, but that doesn't make sense to me with it being something of a power flex for the elites and the Seven Sins. The cooler option is that most, if not all of the native demons have a beast mode, just like the angels and sinners and Hell's elites and now Hellhounds. Like the Hellhounds, animalistic demons like deep sea fish, the sharks, or even the dinosaurs and Baphomets all just get bigger and more monstrous looking. The succubus are a more ambiguous species, but they always looked like vampires to me, and I feel like they could just become cool, giant, sexy bat monsters when they're angry. The biggest question is what about the imps, as they have been said to be the lowest of the low. Because of that, I've seen some people suggest now that the imps may be the only species that don't have a bigger beast mode. Or perhaps like Satan, that they are always in this beast mode at every moment because of their natural tendency towards anger and wrath. This would make sense considering we haven't seen an imp use their beast mode after 2 seasons of imps as main characters. But we only just now saw this for Luna, so it's at least possible that they're hiding it too. I like to think if there is a beast mode for the imps, we get close to seeing this in the pilot, where there's a shot in the IMP commercial montage where Blitz is stabbing at someone with glee and his eye color becomes inverted, becoming predominantly red instead of yellow as is normal for imps. This happens again in a wide shot where Moxie accidentally shoots a young boy, with Blitz looking very stressed about this accidental kill. Both of these situations could have the emotional energy that Blitz needs in order to lean into his beast mode. But that being said, it's weird that if imps have a bigger form that can be triggered by aggression that we haven't seen it. Especially with how many missions this would have been useful for, like when Millie went to fight the giant sea monster and when the IMP gang as a whole was cornered at the Dorks headquarters, though even Luna didn't bust out her beast mode here. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if I missed any other beast modes, let me know so I can include them in a later video. See you guys next time.
Well, 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 if it isn't my arch rival, Racer Rabbit. Shady the Bat, you're here for the magic crystal as well?
Careful, Racer! He almost beat you last time.
I guess we'll have no choice but to battle till the very end, our hands all over each other. No homo. There is no homo that I fear. Well then, may the best homo win!
Wait, what did you say?